Welcome to Around the Weird. Here's your host, the museum curator of the strange and unusual, Mr. Nothing.
Thank you, mysterious voice, and welcome back to Around the Weird, a booktube channel where I talk about all the unusual and out of the ordinary literature that I have found in my travels. Today it is Poetry Thursday, and I still have at least one poem that is left over from the Spooktober month that I haven't been able to get to. We're well into December now, and I should be talking about winter poetry, but I really wanted to talk about this specific poem. And today's poem is all about spooky boar-like creatures. I am referring to Hell Pig by Aimee Nezhukumatathil. For those who don't know, Aimee Nezhukumatathil is a multiracial American writer who has been writing for the past 20 plus years. They've mostly written poetry and been published in anthologies, and they also teach in higher education. That's pretty much all I know about Aimee, but I really hope I encounter more of their poetry because this poem is quite interesting. Especially with its subject matter and what it's talking about. But without further ado, let's talk about Hell Pig. I will read it, do a little bit of analysis, and we will move on from there. Hell Pig. To keep me from staying out late at night, my mother warned of the hell pig, black and full of hot drool, eyes the color of a lung. It'd follow me home if I stayed past my curfew. How to tell my friends to press pause in the middle of a video, say their goodbyes while I shuffled up the stairs and into my father's waiting blue car. How to explain this to my dates, whisper why we could not finish this dance. It's not like the pig had any special powers or could take a tiny bite from my leg. Only assurances that it was simply scandal to be followed home. When my date and I pull into my driveway and dim the lights, we take care to make all the small noises that get made in times like these even smaller. Squeaks in the seats, a slow spin of the radio dial, the silver click of my belt. Too late. A single black hair flickers awake the ear of a dark animal waiting for me at the end of the walk. My fumbling of keys and various straps, a wild dance to the door, the pig grunting in tune to each hurried step, each of his wet breaths puffing into tiny clouds, a small storm brewing. And so that was Hell Pig. In terms of analysis, there is a fair bit to talk about with this poem. In terms of narrative, it seems pretty easy to guess at what the author is talking about here, and it seems like the narrator is talking about a pig that they were told of by their mother that would follow them home late at night, not bite them, not do anything disastrous, just simply follow them home, and that was not to be desired. And then when they're in the car with their boyfriend, with their lover, like they want to be intimate with that person in that bit of privacy, but that is ruined by this imaginary hell pig that is following them. So a very unfortunate type of poem. I think it gets at sort of the expectations of women in society. Just the mother telling the daughter, "Oh, you can't be out too late. You can't hang out with men past a certain time. You got to come home and be safe in the comfort of your home." And maybe that's largely protective because women out late at night are often harmed by men, and so you want to make sure that doesn't happen to your daughter. But at the same time, telling your daughter that there's a disastrous pig that's going to be following you and may harm you, or just it's scandal to be followed like that, that's not the most healthy thing to necessarily tell your child. And it's bound to have lasting consequences because they are worried about what their friends might think. They can't exactly spend time with the people that they want to spend time with. And at the end of the poem, it's interesting because they say, a single black hair flickers awake the ear of the dark animal waiting for me at the end of the walk. My fumbling of keys and various straps, a wild dance at the door, the pig grunting in tune to each hurried steps. Now, there isn't such a thing as a hell pig, so that's not literally happening here. But I think in the mind of the narrator, like, they've been told this, so they know that it's wrong to, you know, spend that extra time with their lover, with their boyfriend, with whatever the person in this poem is to the narrator, and so it's kind of having that lingering effect. But you could also interpret this as like the thing waiting for them at the end of the walk is the mother with her expectations on what the daughter should or should not be doing here. But it's even though the pig can't actually do anything, it's the thought of what it, like, of it being there, of it possibly passing judgment on this presumably this young girl, this teenage girl, is scary in and of itself. So, I think it's really getting at the expectations placed on women, but it's also, you know, the disastrous sort of consequences of kind of believing that women are delicate, or that women shouldn't be seen in the company of other men, regardless of what they might or might not do. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Hell Pig by Aimee Nezhukumatathil. Really solid poem getting at sort of guilt, especially of something that might feel good. Even if you didn't necessarily get to enjoy anything because you thought of a pig kind of like sort of passing judgment on you or something like that. I definitely recommend you check this out. I'll put a link to it in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and possibly have a discussion about this. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that more people can find out about this poet or this poem if they don't already know. And until then, I wish you the best of luck in your weird and pig-based travels. Farewell.